Hello, hello, hello. All right, so the reason I'm coming into Expedition 33 is I kind of want to do a little wrap up. Yeah, load that game for me. I kind of want to do a little wrap up on this game. I had some things, I had to make myself some notes because I'm not good at remembering everything. Some of the things I want to mention about the game here is that it has a great story. Is this where, oh, this is where back here. I think I was thinking of doing a new game plus, wasn't I? Maybe. Let's see. Is that an option for me? Yeah, I can do a new game plus. What do you think? Should I do that? Let's do that. In case I want to come back in the future, I can start a new game. In this mode, enemies' battles will be much harder. Yep. You will keep your character progression and your inventory, but everything else will be lost. I guess so. Does that sound all right? I think that sounds all right. So I'm going to go ahead and go for that. Chat disconnected. And then chat connected. Okay. I don't know what that was about. Sorry. Well, at least I have the chat where I will notice it now, hopefully, right? Okay. So anyway. Yeah, let's go for it. Anyway, so what I was getting at was I just want to go over some things with the game. First of all, you know, it has a great story. I think the environments and everything like that are really, really great, really cool. I think all of that stuff is, I don't know, it's just very good. They did a very good job on all that. I'm probably not going to be the best like reviewer person, but just to give you my notes on this, I enjoyed the idea of the tactical fighting. I enjoyed all that. The tactical fight was fun for me. As you know, I just have a few negatives about that, but I did like the fact that there was some exploration that we could do and look around, and there was some difficulty and challenge to some of the bosses, even though we know that once I got to a certain point, I'd kind of out-leveled a lot of things. That's life. That's okay. That was my choice. I remember I beat that one boss and I gained all those levels, and from then on I was ahead of the game because that one boss was pretty easy to beat even with the QTEs. So if you remember, and I can't remember the name of that boss, but we could go back and look at my videos and probably find it pretty easily. But there were some difficult bosses, and especially when you get down to the end game and it's really rough, there was definitely some there. And then, so there was good challenge in the game. And then there's great music. There's great music in the game. However, this is a good and a bad thing for me again. So if I look at my few negatives, I just have a few negatives. And those are just some of the, that's the most influential positives to me, right? These are the positives that I thought make the most difference for me. Good gameplay, good story, good music, good environments, good, you know, some good but limited exploration, but that's okay. And then you come to the negatives. Now, the negatives are pretty small, except for one. The QTEs, just way too many QTEs. And I know some people don't mind them, but I do. Just way too many QTEs. And so that was a bad thing for me. So I'm just going to say that. Too many QTEs for me. Now, with the music, the negative with the music was, for a while, I got to play and stream, and we had the music. But then they started claiming my videos, started claiming my streams. And at that point, I had to stop having the music on while we were playing. So that is that's a negative. That takes away from the game if I can't listen to the music and stream. I think when they develop games and make games, and I know they want to add music, but they need to not claim it when we're just playing the game on stream. We're not doing anything weird. We're just playing the game on stream. And I'm a very tiny channel. I know I'm not really important, but at the same time, it's self-defeating to do that, because then if you have really big streamers, really good streamers, I know if it was me, I just wouldn't play your game, and you would lose that extra kind of free advertising. Now that would just be me if I was a big streamer. I'm not a big streamer. But what I do is I just turn the music off. But that takes away from the game, really. Like right now, we have some good sound. The game has good sound, but I guess that's one of the things I should have included in my notes. The game has good sound, but without the music, you're lacking a little something, right? So then another thing, let's see, so it was the QTEs was the big thing. That's the biggest negative. And then another thing is the characters. The characters, they're trying to be realistic, but the characters are a little too gritty and grainy. Now, it's a choice, but, people right now get all upset about that thing that NVIDIA has that makes your realistic characters look better. And this game could probably benefit from some of that because these guys look a little too gritty. They're going for the realistic look. Their world looks great, but they're a little too gritty and grainy. Just my opinion. All of this is very subjective, very much my opinion. It's not anybody else's opinion or anything of that nature. It's not objective at all because it's totally from my viewpoint. And when I'm talking about the music and the being claimed, well, that's totally my problem, right? That's not, if I was playing offline, that wouldn't matter. But it does matter to me. So that's part of my whole review. So as a matter of just reviewing the game from my perspective in my subjective way, I have to take, like, if I start the game off as a 10 because the game is very good in so many respects, but I have to take off like 3 points there for the QTEs, the music being claimed, which is just a big inconvenience to me. And it takes away from some of the fun of the game. I can't listen to the music while I'm playing. And then the characters, I'm not saying the characters look bad, though. I want you to understand. They look good. This is as good as I've seen in a lot of games. Okay? But I'm not a big fan, and this is so subjective. Very subjective. I'm not a big fan of the gritty, grainy look, really. Just not. But overall, I think they had some good character design, so I'm not totally running it down. I think they have some good character designs. I can't look at my group right now. Let's go into photo mode for a moment. Okay, so look at her. I think overall, oh, rats, he's in the way of my camera. Overall, I think she looks pretty good. It's just she's got a little bit of a gritty, grainy look that I don't like. And same for him. Overall, I think these characters look good. And I do like the voice actors. I do. I think they all did a good job. And I like the guy. I can't remember his name right now. Well, anyway, he does Daredevil in the Daredevil show. And I like him. And I think his voice went really well here. I thought he did a good job on this guy, Gustav. And I kind of hated that Gustav died, and I was mad. See, I was invested in the game and in the character. I was mad when he died, when he got killed. I was, wow. I mean, I was pretty upset. So the game does a very good job of drawing you in. It's very interesting. The story is so interesting and compelling. And at times when I was maybe a little frustrated with the game and the QTEs and stuff, the story kept me going. So the story is very important. I think overall, like I said, I think the characters could look a little better. But overall, my little negatives are pretty small. So that, to me, that leaves this game at still a very good, strong 7. And for most of you, probably an 8 or better, even if you're being subjective like me. So that's kind of my wrap up here with Expedition 33. I wanted to do that here on stream. So that was my whole purpose, really, of loading up Expedition 33 is so we could do this little wrap up and I could kind of give you my rating. My rating is based on 0 to 10. I guess a game could get a 0 if everything was wrong. I don't know if many games that have that much wrong, but then again, I only get to play a few games here and there, so I might as well give you my opinion of them. Realize it's very subjective. It's all based on me, and I'm very subjective. I can't be objective about these things. I either like certain things or I don't. And I think most reviewers are honest enough to say that, yeah, there's a lot of subjectivity into their review. And like, if you didn't like the style of music in this game, you might not like the music, but I thought the music was very nice, very good. What I got to hear of it. Okay. All right. So let's hop out of this, because I'm done now with the wrap up of Expedition 33. Let's get out of. So let me out of here. Watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. This has been OwwThatSmarts production.